Yes. Maybe we can put something else here, right?
So anything you can put.
No, we can create something and put here. So we can say that the program is started so time. That we can make and put so it goes there. You can stream it. If you are taking some data and putting it here, right? Right now you are collecting from the camera. Instead of that you collect from the camera and hard disk and put it. That is possible. The next time you try. Who is your subscriber? Yeah. We should not be asking to this one. Shooting has to be done properly. Tell him. You will train him. Show him.
This thing, no? This first. That's for looking at horizontal distance. And starting. This is for vertical. Zoom in. On top. Zooming is on top. Yeah. A little right. A little zoom. Left. Little. Bring it to the center. There it's center.
You take it to your screen center. It automatically comes here.
No, it's not the same shape. What you see over there is not the same over there.
Difference is there.
Yeah. Check if it's in the center.
No, it's okay. Fine center.
Is this fine?
Somewhere level is not correct. Our tripod level is not correct. Right?
Tell me when it's straight.
Zoom out. Okay. Right side. Right. Left. Okay. Bit towards your other. Okay. Coming now. Square on the right. Right. Slide.
Front. Here.
Don't type it.
Left.
1
Fine.
Take it to your right. Thank you very much.
Fine. Go to front. See this one.
This one.
This one. So check this one.
It's okay. It will not do much.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll put a book.
The delay is there, right? Yes, language. 25. Some part of it earlier can afterwards delete.
Some part. You want me to stop it? That portion I can delete.
Yes, you can, when it starts, you stop it again, restart. So that part you delete. So that's fine. Again, people, if you are watching, they have to reconnect.
Yeah.
Wins up. Wins up. Come.
Better take
Big man. So who is coming?
Where is the old friend? In my computer. Huh? In my computer. Projecting over slides. Then connect it.
Sound is taken, right? Sounds indicate high.
On this is on the computer, I made it.
Just capture this one.
Yeah. One thing. So when this would talk, your thing will come on. Your voice will come on.
Very good afternoon and a warm welcome to you all. Today, the staff of Goa Engineering College, along with the students and members of Vidya Parishad Goa, have gathered to celebrate Engineers Day. The engineering community across India is celebrating Engineers Day on 15 September every year as a remarkable tribute to the greatest Indian engineer, Sir Mokshagundam Vishweshwarai. He is held in high regard as a preeminent engineer of India. It is to honor his achievement and contribution towards the country that India celebrates Engineers Day on his birthday. Today we have in our midst Dr. Paramhansa Tiwari, Founder Director of Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited, as a chief guest for our today's function. We also have among us Shri Jayant Rao Sarasbude, National Organizing Secretary of Vidyan Parishad Goa, and Dr. A.K. Saran, Deputy Director at NIO and Vice President of Vidyan Parishad Goa. I kindly request our Principal, Dr. Vinayak Sheth, and the Head of Electrical and Electronics Department, also the Coordinator for today's program, Dr. Govind Kumkoikar, to escort the dignitaries to the dais. Once again, a hearty welcome to you all. Now I would request Ms. Shruti to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Paramhansa Tiwari, with a bouquet of flowers. Thank you, Shruti. I request Nisha to welcome our Sri Jayant Rao Sarasbude. Sarasbude. welcome Dr. A.K. Saram. Shruti to welcome our principal, Dr. V.N. Sheikh. And Sneha to welcome Dr. Govind Kunkari. Mokshabundam Vishweshwarai was born in Telugu family on 15 September 1861 in Mudamhalli village in Mysore state. He earned his Bachelor of Arts from Central College, Bangalore, then affiliate University of Madras in 1881. Later studied civil engineering at the prestigious College of Engineering, Pune. Vishweshwarya took a job with the Public Works Department of Mumbai and was later invited to join the Indian Irrigation Commission. He implemented an extremely intricate system of irrigation in the Deccan areas. In 1900, the Government of India sent him to Eden to study their water supply and drainage system. The project prepared by him was implemented in Eden successfully. He is also called as the father of modern Mysore state. He encouraged private investments in industry during his tenure as Diwan of Mysore. He was instrumental in charting out the plan for road construction between Tirumala and Tirupati. He was known for sincerity, time management and dedication to the cause. He is also known as the Indian Republic highest honor Bharat Ratna in 1955. Now I would like to invite all the dignitaries on the dais for offering flowers to Sir Vishweshwara.
Yes, sir. I would like to request a few people from audience to offer the flowers. I request Shruti to welcome Dr. Ramona from Ramona.
welcome the gathering.
Good afternoon, everybody. Chief guest of the today's function, Paramount Tiwari ji, who is an eminent scientist, engineer, and a great renowned, who has done a lot of in the nuclear energy. Shri Jain Sahasrabudhe, National Organizing Secretary for Vijnana Bharati, and also eminent scientist, Dr. A.K. Sir, Deputy Director of NIU, and Principal Scientist, and who is also shown a lot of keen interest to associate with Goa Indian College, to have an initiative, to having the engineers day. And my colleague, Dr. Kumbolekar, all faculty members, both from NIT, IIT, my dear students. Today we are here to celebrate birth anniversary of Sir Vishweshwaraya, Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya, the eminent engineer who has worked throughout his life for uplift and development of country. And rightly, India has honored him Bharat Ratna. Of course, we as a teacher equally were honored. We are celebrating the Teachers' Day. There is also one of the eminent Bharat Ratna, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. So we both teachers and engineers, we have got a dual celebrating the day, both Engineers' Day and the Teachers' Day. It happens to be in September only. So today we are celebrating Engineers' Day, and you who are engineers and who are going to become engineers should be proud about the contribution of a man, and we should thank to the God equally because he survived almost 102 years. That is a big, what we can just say that yes, God has given opportunity because of such a long innings, he could be able to contribute. One of the contribution is that you have seen that Krishnaraj Sagar Dam, of course, on the river Kaveri. Of course, we hear a lot of things about Kaveri, but that is not the issue. The issue before is that because of his imagination, because of his, there is a lot of cultivation which has been taken place. So that is a contribution has. He has also started Shivan Samudra power plant near Mysore. And moreover, you must have seen nearby Jog Falls. Jog Falls is once again his contribution. It is his, of course, Jog Falls is not that, it is a bigger falls, but he has restricted. One of the, when he visited first time in Jog Falls, he just saw what a waste, because the total water was going as a waste. And because of him, he constructed the dam and they could able to generate. And the generation is almost 890 megawatt of power is generated in Sharavati, that is in Jog. It is all efforts of Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya. Of course, he is not just engineer, he is administrative, he was Diwan of Mysore. As a Diwan, normally he is just like a chief minister type. Not chief minister, he is a minister in the that time. So he has given lot of initiative, idea, development of the roads. He is not restricted only, although he has done his, born in Karnataka, as already she mentioned, in Muddenhalli. It is almost from airport, it is around 30 kilometers from the Bangalore airport. I had an opportunity, last month, I had visited that village. If you see that village, it is still village, and 150 years back, you can imagine what would be the state of, even he could not have a light, because he has to come to the street light and read, and from that state he has become one of the eminent. And as an alumni, I think College of Engineering Pune will be proud of him, because he is the alumni of College of Engineering Pune. Of course, we want everyone who are sitting here should be one day Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya. That is the reason we are celebrating this day, to ensure that we contribute to the country, we contribute whatever the manner. See, it is not necessary that, of course, it is just like a peak. but still we can contribute in whatever the manner as an engineer to the country, as the nation comes first. We are here to revise the memory, what great man has done for the, but at the same time we have to also know that it is not only celebration should be only on 15th September, but celebration has to be every day. Celebration has to be every day means we have to just know that it is not limited that okay, I am my family, but it is my state, country and nation as well as the world. So we have a person here, Paramahansa Tiwari. He has also contributed in a greater manner that what we will be listening, that efficient machine, engine, if it works out almost 100%, that means virtually we will be reaching to the peak of the utility. Of course, we have heard machines can have 80%, 90%, but ultimately when it comes 100%, it is ultimate. And I am sure with the enlightenment which we are going to get from this speech, and we'll carry forward and we'll try to implement, and that is where we should start the beginning. And equally, on behalf of Goa Engineering College, or fraternity of Vijnana Bharati and NIO and NIT and all other institutions, and on my behalf, I welcome you, sir, for this occasion of Engineers Day. I also welcome Professor James Sahasrabudhe, Dr. A.K. Saran, who made, because of the busy schedule, they have been here, and they all say gave a creativeness, because it is our privilege, we are hosting here, but it is their initiative so that we could make it here to happen. And once again, it is all you students, because finally we need a listeners, and student, as a student you are here, and please carry forward whatever the information, guidance which you get from the Professor Paramahansa, and that will be used for the humankind and mentoring. And once again, I thank Professor Kukurikar, who has made arrangement and seen that everything is been, although in my, most of the times I could not make it because morning with the busy schedule, but everything has been arranged in a better systematic manner. Once again, thank you, Vani.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Sri Jayantrao Sahasrabudhe to address the gathering on this occasion.
Today's respected speaker, Dr. Paramahansa Tiwari, Goa Engineering College's principal, Dr. Sheet, Vidyan Parishad Goa's Vice President, Dr. Arvind Kumar Sharan, Dr. Kunkarikar, domain that is called as corporate social responsibility. But here we need to understand ISR, individual social responsibility. This country has given us so many things, and we are a part of the society of this country. And as an individual, we do have several responsibilities towards our society. I always remember one pledge which we used to recite always, every day, almost in our school days. The starting sentence was like this: India is my country. All Indians are my brothers and sisters. Many of you may recollect those words. That pledge ends with the sentence: in their well-being and prosperity alone lies my happiness. So that reminds us that being an individual, my happiness lies in my society's prosperity and well-being. So we need to understand the role of engineers in our society, and we should strive hard to fulfill our role so that our duties towards society will be well connected for the betterment of society. Vijnana Parishad Goa is affiliated to Vijnana Bharati, which is a national science movement. It is popularly known as a Swadeshi science movement or science movement with Swadeshi spirit. Swadeshi means we need to utilize the powers and development of science and technology for the betterment of our own society. As a society, as a country, we do face several problems. There are several challenges. Though we say that we are an independent nation or country, but we are not really independent in true sense in different sectors of life or walks of life. Today, Dr. Tiwari is going to talk about energy. Particularly in this sector of energy, our country is not at all independent. Ours is not energy independent country. We depend heavily on different countries to get resources to generate electricity or any kind of power to run our society needs. So it's a great challenge for engineering fraternity. How to make our country energy independent. And any kind of independence means a secured country. Being not independent, we are not really secured in true sense. So likewise, there are several challenges. Today I was mentioning at one place about how we are not really independent in the field of edible oils. Today we are importing 62% of edible oil, which is required for our own country. So many people they talk about food security for our country, but in that arena also, our country is not really food secured country. So there are several such problems, challenges, and engineers in this country only, they are supposed to take up these problems, challenges, and they need to provide solutions for this. We are having or fortunate enough to have great example or great dignitary, luminary person like Mokshabandam Vishweshwaraya, who put all his knowledge about engineering for the development of his own society, that is our country, our society. So he has become an ideal engineer for all of us. We need to learn many more things from his entire life. So this day gives us an opportunity to learn more and more about Mokshabandam Vishweshwaraya so that we can easily replicate those things in our life for the betterment of our own country. Dr. Abdul Kalam is no more with us now, but he was very well connected with Vigyan Bharati's work. He had a great dream for our country. He used to tell us that by 2020 our country should be a developed country. So we are getting closer to that year, 2020. Hardly 4 years are there. But collectively we need to understand how far we have progressed in that direction. And we need to understand our responsibility also. That being an engineer in this society, what I have contributed for the development of this society. And I think today is an occasion to remember what I am going to contribute for my society. This day takes us to that particular thing that yes, I need to understand what are my duties and what I am going to do in my life for the betterment of society. Again, we can recollect that last sentence of pledge. In their well-being and prosperity alone lies my happiness. So if I want to make myself happy, I need to take care of my brothers and sisters in this country. So I think let us remember this last sentence of this pledge, and it is for all of us, those who are part of this engineering fraternity, to understand the responsibility, duties towards our own society. And today's speaker is going to talk about his contribution to the field of energy, and he is thinking that if this we can do it in a real sense, then we can take our country to greater heights. in the development domain, so that our country can become energy independent country. And if we become really independent, then ours will be a more secured country in this community of nations in this world. So I think this is a message of this day to all of us, and let us move towards our main speaker's delivery, so that there will be a great enlightenment how he has given thought to all these things, how he has come out with different theories. Last month only, I had an opportunity to visit his place. He stays very near to Goa, near Kaiga, and through one of my friends, I came to know about him, and with that friend I visited him, and there we had a discussion that because of his age, he said, I cannot travel beyond Goa, but certainly it will be possible for me to come to Goa, and I can share my vision and my theories and my actual discovery to engineering fraternity. So we thought that let us have this opportunity of Engineers Day, and we requested him. He has accepted our request, and he is amongst us now. So let us listen to him and try to understand what we can really learn from him, and absorbing all those things, how we can take our society to greater different heights. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share some of my thoughts over here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request
Chief Guest of the today's function, Professor Paramhans Tiwari ji, former Executive Director NPCI, Shri Jayant Rao Sahasbuddhe ji, National Organizing Secretary, NIT campus, teachers, colleagues, professors, students, young minds, ladies and gentlemen. On this very pleasant and colorful evening, what we see today, when our country, India, is commemorating the 156th birth anniversary of Bharat Ratna M. Vishweshwaraya. As already said earlier by the speaker, eminent engineer and statesman was Sir Vishweshwaraya. And on this day of Engineers Day, it's my privilege to introduce the chief guest and the keynote speaker of today's function, Shri Paramhans Tiwari, to you all. As we all know, that this year Engineers Day theme is a skill development for young engineers to reform the core sector. Shri Jayant Rao ji has already Shri Paramhans Tiwari, and it's my proud privilege that I'm introducing him as such a great personality which is next door to Goa, to you. Born on 6 January 1937, he graduated in electrical engineering from project in charge of Narora Atomic Project in Bulandshahr, UP. Then project director and built up the Kaiga Atomic Power Plant, which is not close to sea. What he says is something which he has built up. He was a project director which is away from sea. And he was then executive director of the Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited. He superannuated in 1997. Paramhans Tiwari, has already said, is an Indian nuclear engineer and energy researcher. He is also the originator of the space vortex theory, a theory that posits the matter as based on two fundamental particles, the electron and positron. Incompressible superfluid. Fundamental particles are vortices that create a tiny, re-evaluate some of its certainties. The dynamics of this liquid explains the existence of both particle of matter and fields in a way that is intuitive and visual. Professor Tiwari is involved in the spare time research while in profession, and discovered and formulated the space vortex theory, invented reactionless generator, a generator which is reactionless. So imagine why not the efficiency will improve, it will definitely improve. He has authored many books, Universal Principle of Space and Matter, Discovering Universal Reality, and many works on the space vortex theory since 1974. He was invited to address the international conferences in Germany, USA, Italy, Japan, to lecture on space vortex theory and invention of the space power generator, the reactionless generator. This novel invention bypasses the famous Lenz's law. and achieves over unity efficiency. Efficiency more than unity. I mean, it's mind-boggling. Of course, not easy to digest, but we will digest as we process. He was awarded the first prize in International Conference on Gravity Field Energy at Hanover, Germany in 1987. Of course, he is none. When we talk about all these articles, you cannot be away from the spiritual field. And he has authored a book in spiritual field as well. And that was a spiritual foundation. A book is available and you can buy it. There have been a very critical reviews of his studies from the past since he started beginning. And you can visit his website www.tiwari.org to give you the details. He has a critical reviews which Sir John Archibald Wheeler, often known as the father of the black hole, if you have heard in cosmic world, the black hole, he has described in one of his letters way back in 11th August 1975 as Tiwari work as majestic, discovering universal reality, that is space vortex theory and reactionless generator. Ladies and gentlemen, we rarely get this kind of opportunity, and this is the right forum, Engineers Day, to listen to the words of the great knowledgeable speaker, Professor Paramhans Tiwari. Without any further delay, let's welcome and see what Tiwari has to say. The floor is yours, sir. Yes, we can.
So it depends on you.
I think
As per your convenience.
let me see if I can stand up there. I can see people clearly.
You come like this.
I'm very pleased to be amongst you today to talk about my own research, which I started about 40 years before. Many of you were not born that time. I'm very grateful to the President, Principal Professor V.N. Seth, and to Sri Jayant Rao Sahasrabuddhe, to Dr. A.K. Saran, and Dr. Govind, Head Electrical and Electronics. So friends, to come back to the present state of science that you are reading and you have read, I must start. How did the natural philosophers 2,500 years before, what was their opinion about the universe? Democritus, a Greek philosopher, his theory was the universe is atoms and void. Void means nothingness. Naturally, many of the followers later, they didn't like his theory because how come the void can ever create matter, and to say atoms and void is the universe? There were real objections by the later scientists, so much so that Plato said all the books of Democritus should be burned. Now, earlier than Democritus was Thales, Greek philosopher. He says, water is the principle, everything is created by water and returns to water. What I personally have taken clue from this is that fluidity he meant to be the primary quality of, and of course by matter he didn't mean sheet of atoms and everything. He said matter. And he said there is no void anywhere. Void means again nothingness. Now later, one problem that was there is at what part of the universe the earth is located, and is the sun going around the earth or the earth is going around the sun? That kind of confusion was there. In fact, for a layman there was no confusion. He could see in the morning beautiful sunrise. But scientists were debating on this, and the credit goes to Copernicus, who corrected our views, and he said, yes, earth is not the center of the universe. It is going around the sun, not only the earth, but all the planets are going around the earth. But then, not clear what is the substratum of the universe. Are these planets just going in emptiness or where? Next to him came Galileo. Galileo followed literally Copernicus' theory that earth is not the center, and the church was highly enraged that how can the earth not be the center? You know, it should be the center of the universe. That Galileo was punished. In fact, finally he was kept in house arrest where he died. Galileo also felt circle is the most natural shape on which the planet should go. He performed some good experiments on falling bodies on inclined plane, and later Sir Newton made full use of it. But before that, Kepler, based on the observation of his teacher, dry orbit, for it to go in ellipse, take a cup of tea, stir it, let it go round each streamline in circle. Put a bit of paper and watch. It doesn't go in circle. It goes in elliptical, because at each point there is a tangential force on it. So, next to Kepler was a great philosopher who is referred as the great mathematician and physicist who invented analytical geometry that combines algebra and geometry. We all know that. This René Descartes is the invention of x-axis, y-axis, or z-axis, which we use and by which we can. He's truly called the founder of the modern mathematics. But also, Descartes has a fantastic idea that the universe is full with a fluid, and that fluid can form vortices round like that, they press on each other. What is the politics? Our children don't know why the earth is rotating. Professors don't know. Engineers don't know. No. Okay. And his law, and he only borrowed this, made us Santana, this fact that the planets are being moved by the vortex has been ignored by these scientists who were having their own politics, like Newton, Englishman, Frenchman, Descartes, and in that they have spoiled the future of the man is going to give. He couldn't. They were fed up. Then they said, all right, let us make a law which you have not, which is not a law, but action at a distance. Action will take place at a distance without exploration. That means Newton's force for pulling the moon will take place whether in between things are there or not. You will still hear on a mobile talking to your friends, as per him whether there is ether or not. So this terrible thing happened due to Newton's laws, but he has been saved because he has borrowed the principle of inertia from Descartes and Kepler. Descartes has many other inventions on light and things like that, and something very interesting that he says. He says that I have hope he will be. Hope he said that hope I will be taken kindly by the future generations. I have done best. And many of the phenomena he has left for others to do. Something very fantastic. And his life story is so wonderful, you know. He was a young Queen Christina. She had kept him as a court in her court, and she used to start her dialogue right at 5 o'clock in the morning. Descartes was frail by body, and he used to say, no reason why I do not have 100 years of age. But it didn't happen. He died at 54, he got pneumonia. Anyway, this much. Now, before start of what the universe I have that I want to present to you briefly, before going to the electron and its structure, which if you do not want to understand, you will not understand the whole universe. So I'll come to that. Now, let's project the universe. Where is my friend? Yeah. I can't see that, no? No, sorry, you married. All right. Before that, you can come to universe now. Yeah, just hold on. The center one sphere is vacuum. But vacuum is not what we think today, that if there is no air, there is vacuum. No. Vacuum is a fluid, continuous, massless. All the property that matter has, vacuum does not have. Therefore, from the first principle, I have derived how mass is derived from massless vacuum. How discontinuity is derived from the continuous vacuum. So far, no attempt has been done in philosophy of science to start from the first principle. For instance, how to make a drawing unless the whole thing is white? Then you put a paint, then you say it is called black. Like that. So, this is massless, continuous fluid. And this fluid, if it rotates at velocity of light, it breaks down into a bubble, which I will come later. But now, this universe is existent in an infinite nothingness. In other words, we have three medium now. One is vacuum, which really is space, what we have been telling. Other is nothingness all around it. And the third is void, which I will show when it breaks down. Go to next. So this universe rotates along that axis. You'll ask, who rotated it? Newton and Descartes, they said planets were rotated first by the sun, by the God. Okay, God does everything. Okay. But here a different philosophy is, this vacuum sphere is inherent with motion. When it creates matter, motion is transferred to matter. And when matter subsides, like pralaya, what you call, then again it becomes like what you have seen, vacuum. Now where matter is getting created, those in the center that you see, the disc-like thing, there the speed of rotation is, yeah, right. Somebody is doing a good job, yeah. There the, what do you do then? This one, okay, fine. Reasoning to convince. So that kind of thing you read in relativity, universe is unbounded. Unbounded what? What is the meaning of unbounded? Universe is infinite. Okay, infinite you can say. Universe is finite also. How can a thing be finite unless there is some other boundary? Sea is finite because land comes. But if land doesn't come, can we say that the sea is finite? All these words are created by these philosophers and scientists. They are very happy to have got their position, and unlike those, somehow some people arranged. By the time he was 65 years or 70, when the book came to him, he was crippled. He just moved some pages. and died. But what a great thing he did. How these people were being, not at all being cared by the kings or whatever. But today, to go and see the private houses of those in USA, others of those people who are called Iraq or something, Haitian wear, all kinds of these people. Fantastic. The job seems to be to get Nobel Prize and that. I want to tell you people, not that I am jealous, but work, use the brain, go on thinking, whether you are employed or unemployed. Your brain is with you. As long as you are getting something to feed, go on thinking. Take a subject, go on thinking, and you will come and you will invent something fantastic. Okay. So here, vacuum things are given. Now go to the previous one, sun. Now I want to tell you, Kepler has given 3 equations regarding the vortex around the regarding the planetary motion. All those 3 laws are we are able to derive from. This is the axis, and the sun we are seeing on the side. By treating the velocity field, taking a kind of element here that you all know when you read my book, you can prove that the vortex, in the vortex, velocity field falls inversely at 1/√r. And that is as per the Kepler's equation. So the Kepler's equation that he found with an enormous instrument, astronomical measurement, you can derive by space vortex theory. The first person not completed the theory, but gave suggestion to that and predicted what? René Descartes. Now we go to this our machine. Now when you will read these books and you will know, this is my old machine, it is wind now. Come to here on the test of it. If you see the test of this machine, you find that the input to that motor and output of, they vary 2.7 something. Now no one has heard till now about a generator that it can cross 100% efficiency. Why? If engineers here or scientists remember, Lenz's law. When Faraday made the invention, electromagnetic induction, we know voltage has come. Then he put the wire around, closed circuit, current started flowing. So they, oh great, now we have got a current, that kind of a thing. Then they measure the motor. Current is coming, but motor is taking more power. So what is this? What is that great thing we have got? Sure, great thing we have got. We have been able to convert mechanical energy to electrical energy. Yes, that is one way you can say argue. But why is it that the efficiency is not going? Because Lenz's law says that when the generator armature is carrying current, there will be a reaction called armature reaction, and that armature reaction creates a torque which goes against the torque of the driving motor. Well, Professor Lenz went as per the experiment. He didn't know what electron is. He didn't know in the current electron move this way or that way. Even today people think that in a current moving this way, electrons are being pushed, and so work is being done. But think for a while, you have a DC generator, positive polarity, negative polarity. Positive polarity, as per the space vortex theory that I have written, has less of electron. Negative polarity has more of electrons. So positive of the generator is pulling the electrons of negative. Just as you put a stone, it falls off its own because of gravity. It is being pulled, not pushed. Electrons are being pulled. And I don't know that you people, when I was in engineering college, all this bluff used to say, Joule maar diya. Joule was a great scientist, but we used to say, kya bhai, Joule mara kya, हाँ यार, Joule maar diya, झूठ मूठ खा. So, वो mass relativity question में mass कब नहीं होता है, mass remains, electron can go processes. So anyway, so Lenge's law did not have idea of electron. What I have done, after tremendous getting this insight that electrons are being pulled and the structure of the atom and electron is not getting changed, then energy is not being spent in the outside circuit. Then why the torque is coming? Because the direction of the torque is coming such that it is opposing the motor. So I created another circuit in which the direction of torque is helping the motor. So now it is 274, but the problem is it is only 6 kVA now. Now it's a challenge to the engineers to build this machine with this principle, and I'm ready to give you the drawings. You need to get a couple of industrialists interested in this. I know a student or someone like that, where they have money, they have brain. They should fund and make a first 10 kilowatt machine. Backfeed it with a pump. Give it to a unemployed villager and tell him, ले जाओ, irrigate करो सभी का लैंग, पैसा कमाओ, वही तुम्हारा salary होगा. This is the way. You have to take care of the people. You have to make the new invention. People will not go for this, oh, will it come or not? Somebody had asked Faraday, what is the use of your this small voltage and this that you are getting? He said, what is the use of a newly born baby? Like that. So you see, one has to have confidence. With your confidence, only the engineers will move. That engineer who just said, no, nahi hoga yaar, pata nahi kya hota hai, forget about him. He has not understood the system, so he's talking like that. Okay, now on this I have, now the most interesting thing is, how have I been able to nullify it? You see, these are two magnets. Let us say that they are north. ऊपर से देखिए, suppose you call them north. Magnetic field will go there. Now here you put dummy magnets, no coil, and pull back the magnetic field, whereas the conductor remains the same. The conductor, the current flowing this way,